help you to have more success. You are going to love today's training. I did this training as part of our VIP day that we had last week in our GLAM program. And so many people were freaking out about it. And I decided, in a good way, I decided that it was something I wanted to bring to you. So we're going to be talking about the client journey. And I'm going to go through the stages that you want to make sure that you have in your business. We're going to go through the client journey stages, and then I'm going to show you what you want to have in place so that you can help guide your client through your ideal client through this journey. What happens often is people will fall off in little places and you will not even realize that you have these holes in your bucket, dear Liza. There are holes in your bucket and you might not realize. And some of your best customers, your best clients are actually slipping through the cracks. And so this is going to be a way for you to do a little business assessment and realize where those holes are. So when we did this in GLAM, I showed them this infographic, which I'm going to bring up and walk you through. And then I also had this huge document that they had access to that showed um, basically everything that we have in place in each of these stages that they could use as templates, which was really cool. So I won't be able to give you all of that, obviously, because this is a free training here in our group. But this is going to be a great way for you to be able to look at your own business and see where your opportunities are. And if you want help filling up those holes, we would love to support you. So to be super clear, I am going to be talking about GLAM a little bit at the end of this and let you know a little bit more about how you can join us in that program. If it is something that you think would be able to help you to move your business forward, we would love to share more information. Hooray. All right. I was going to go grab my phone, but my kiddos are doing a piano lesson on my phone, so I can't. So if for some reason we've never met before, hello, my name is Molly Mahoney. And today, this training it is about foundational, fundamental pieces that you as a business owner would really benefit from having in place. I was going to say you should have in place, and I don't like to should all over you, but I do kind of think you should have these things in place. I'm going to check and make sure we've got sound going. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me in the chat below. And oops, I didn't mean to show that on the screen. I meant to copy it, but I'm going to, that is not what I meant to put on the screen. I wanted to grab the other little link. Okay. So let me know below that you can hear this, and we will have a replay of this as well. Hello, I see that you're there. Okay, we will have a replay of this as well. I don't know how long I'm actually going to be leaving the replay up in the group because this is something that I'm pulling from our GLAM program, which people are obviously paying to be a part of. So I may take this down. But for right now, I'm gonna leave it up. I'll leave it up for at least a week so that you can get access to it. I need to make sure that you can hear me though first before we continue. So let me know that you can. Okay, I'm checking to make sure I didn't leave anybody hanging out there ready to get in. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad. Yay. Two of my favorite peeps are here. Okay, Daniela, Angie, awesome. So I'm gonna pull this screenshot up and or the infographic up. I also, some of you know, I have mentioned this before. I'm going to be talking about tools and systems and automation. And I want you to know, although like we do have some really cool automated ways to do this, and I am obsessed with the tech stuff. I keep joking around with everybody that there are ways that I'm not actually joking. I'm totally serious. There are ways that you can make all of this happen with a pencil and a piece of paper. A coach that I'm working with this morning said, heck, I'd send a pigeon if I could, if I had their address. So whether you're using a pigeon, a piece of paper, or a messenger bot, this stuff can work, all across the board. So just so you know, this can work for you. I would love to know if you're watching this right now, what is it that you offer in your business? Because when I know what you offer, this will help me to be able to better support you. So, hey, Mandy Joe, good to see you. So as you are watching this, let me know what it is that you offer so I can help guide the training for you. Okay, so this magic is our client journey framework. And the reason this is a circle is people can come in and jump ahead. They don't have to go step by step by step by step through this whole thing. There are ways that you can actually accelerate your ideal clients through the client journey. So, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that as we go through this. So, the stages of the client journey, I'm going to do this. The stages of the client journey are awareness, which is this stage up at the top, this pink stage up at the top. And then from there, that's where they come in. So that's the entry point, right? That can be anything from your Facebook page, your website. It can be you going to an event and meeting people. It can be you chatting and networking with people online. It could be a meetup like Mandy Joe, like you use. It's something that's out there in the world, your content, you're showing up outside that lets people know who you are. So that's when they first come into their world, come into your world. Then from here, in this awareness stage, they're going to be moving into the consideration phase. And this consideration stage is where they know who you are. They're like, I I know who that person is, but I'm not quite convinced that they can solve my problem. I don't really know if I like them. I'm not really sure if it's right for me. I'm going to learn some more. And so all of these purple boxes, this is what you want to be doing in that consideration phase. So the first thing is you want to have a lead capture tool. And a lead capture tool can be everything. Some of you are in Glam and you've seen this before. It can be everything from this little bag, which is filled with business cards because I took it with me the last, in February or in March when I was traveling a bunch and speaking, and I had loads of people give me their business cards. So I have them here in this bag. This is a lead capture tool. We also encourage you, especially now, to be using more slightly sophisticated lead capture tools. So that could be something like lead pages, ClickFunnels. We use a tool that we love called Group Track CRM, ManyChat, anything that is actually going to take someone's information off of the social media platform or out of the in-person event that you're meeting them at and capture their information. And this is one mistake that I see so many people make who are using social media as their main driving force in their business. They're not actually capturing the information of their potential clients. And so it becomes a problem. Like with all the changes that have been happening here, it, there was a couple weeks, it was 1 week exactly, where my personal profile got zero reach. Nothing happened on my personal profile. And I like, legitimately nothing. It wasn't just like, "Oh, things are low." It was like I was hidden from the world. And while, yes, that did bum me out a little bit, I also knew that I have thousands of phone numbers of people who have given me their phone number where I can just send a text message to anyone at any time. I have, tens of thousands of emails that I can just send an email to people at any time. And that's because I have had this client journey process in place for several years. So it's not too late if you don't have this in place, but you have to have some sort of way to capture leads. From there, you need to have a lead. And if you have questions, by the way, I would love, I don't have loads of time because it is a Saturday when I'm recording this, but I would love to answer your questions. So just pop a Q in the front of your question below and I can answer your questions. Okay. I'll do my best. Okay, so then from there, you need a lead capture opt-in form. And so I'm going to give you an example. You can go to videocontentplan.com and that will take you to a lead capture opt-in form of ours. You can go to livevideomasterclass.com. At that point, you can opt in by giving us your email address, your phone number to get access to something for free. So this is all free, but you have to have something like we call it a lead magnet, something that attracts the clients. And it's in all types of businesses. So I use realtors as an example often because realtors, will send you like a notepad to put on your fridge, something like that. A style guide is great if you have like a boutique, some sort of mini training or checklist or PDF. If you're a coach, that's a great way to go to. Okay, so lead capture form. Then, and this was one that a lot of people I've seen are not optimizing because you have to have these things in place and then you want to make sure that they're actually working and effective. So just having them in place is just the starting point. Okay, from there, you want to have some sort of opt-in or thank you page. So let me actually take you through our masterclass. I'm going to screen share with you so you can see what I mean. When you go to our masterclass, and many of you have been through this before, right? You've done this with us. I love it. And if you're just joining us, let us know what it is that you offer. Daniela Camp Fams offers life coaching for women with rheumatoid arthritis. So beneficial and awesome. Um, uh, Angie offers retail and custom clothing, which we are working on getting custom pants for the Mall Stars. I am very, very excited about that. Mandy Jo offers walking, coaching, and travel. So good. So let me know what it is that you offer if you're watching this. All right, so I'm going to bring this up into the screen. Ready? Okay, so this is our masterclass. This would be, actually, let me show you all of these in the screen so you can see. Okay, so if you're looking at, we have my opt-in page is on the top, the client journey framework is on the bottom, so you can kind of follow along with us. So here, this attract your ideal clients with live video. This is an opt-in page. When they click here for access to this live video masterclass or live masterclass, they can then put in their information, right? And they can sign up for our masterclass. So here they're giving us their email, their phone number. They click register now. This is the thank you page. And you'll see that on the thank you page, there's very specific things that I'm doing here. So I am congratulating them, giving them all these steps to move forward. If they want to book a call, we are moving that journey forward, right? So it's not just a blank templated thank you page that says like, thanks. I mean, I've seen so many of these that say, thanks, you're now on our subscriber list. What on earth? That's like not helping your clients to recognize why they are making the right choice. These are all micro commitments. So if you're not familiar with the concept of micro commitments, every time someone says yes throughout this journey, they are getting closer and closer to saying yes to you when you make an offer. So that's the thank you page. So this can be, we have different thank you pages for our different opt-in forms. That was just one example. And there's so many different things that can happen in that thank you page. Okay. And in Glam, if you're looking for support on all of this, you can just give us the word support below and we can reach out and share some more information about how we can help to make sure that you've got these things in place. Okay. So the first thing is, after they get the thank you page, the next thing is your email nurture sequence. And this is one that either people don't have in place. Bernie, I love you. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. Either they don't have the email nurture sequence in place, like at all. Like they maybe send one email to deliver the thing and then people just sit there in their email service provider not having anything happen. Or, and this was a place I was in a couple months ago because I actually did this whole process for myself. I'm going to say that again, whether you're getting started or you have a successful business, we've generated over $2 million in collected revenue now through this process. And I redid this last month because I realized I had things in place from before that I hadn't fixed. So, or I hadn't updated as we moved forward. So you might have like broken links. You may have old messaging inside your email nurture sequence. So it could be a good time to go check that. So that's two of the problems. One is you don't have it. The other is it has like old links or things in there that aren't really up to date. And the third thing that I see happen here, the third problem that happens here is you have multiple email nurture sequences happening at the same time. So someone will sign up for the masterclass, for example, for us, they'll sign up for the video content planner, for example. And then let's say they also sign up for, we have like a bot guide. Okay. So like a guide about bots. They sign up for those three things and there's three different email nurture sequences. If you think about, this is really about your client, your customer, right? If you think about it and they are getting 3 email nurture sequences from you at one time, that is so confusing. So this is where when you start using autoresponders like this, oh my gosh, Jasmine, I'm so glad you're here. I love you. It's okay. Like the good thing about this is when you realize, whoa, I don't have this in place, it's so liberating because it gives you a plan to move forward. Or you may find you have too many things in some of this and you need to like cut back, which is what we had to do. So I had these mainly 2 email nurture sequences that potentially were going out at the same time, plus sending out my live video reminders and such. So what we do is we have a segmented section of our email list, super easy to set up. I could help you set this up. that's called a no blast list. So if someone is in our masterclass follow-up sequence, we don't send them other random emails because it'll mess up the experience. And I know if you're anything like me, you maybe get excited about building things and putting things out there, and you're not keeping an eye on it and making sure that it's clean and that it's clearly communicating to your ideal client. So, okay, so that's the email nurture sequence. Um, and like I said earlier, at Bernie, I don't know if you saw this because you weren't on our VIP day, but Bernie, we put together this amazing document that has, there's a spreadsheet that's like an audit for you to do for yourself, Bernie, and then also one document that lists out the templates for each of these. So we have templates and suggested tools for and trainings for every step of this journey. Bernie, you got to check it out. I'll make sure you get the link for it. It's a part of our GLAM program. Okay. So then from there, in addition to the email nurture sequence, you want to have, and this is something that I know so many people are missing, you want to have message, like messenger messages and text message follow up. This is something that I used to be the one to personally do this at my stage in business. I can't keep up with that because we do have so many clients that I love, that we now have team members who will follow up with you. So you may find at some point in our system, Beth or Jordan or maybe Kendra or Nancy, somebody may follow up with you either in Facebook Messenger or in text message. Now, two things I want to clarify about this follow-up process, because some people get like, oh my gosh, seriously, I'm going to send someone a text message. I'm going to call them. What? Because you could call in that part of the stage too. I'm going to call someone. What? Isn't that rude? No. Our intention here, and I talk about this often, but our intention here, we have an intention to move people, an intention to connect and give value, right? I'm here sharing this video with you. My intention is to connect with you and give value and hope that you're going to realize, like, oh my gosh, that's so true. I don't have that in place, or I have that in place and it's a hot mess, right? That's my intention. There's always a specific intention and a specific objective. So I love to out myself. My objective with this video is that you'll join us in GLAM because it's flipping awesome. And many of you are in camera confidence, which is great and helps you to get your video content set. But GLAM is really where we dive into the, as my friend Dominic calls it, the RBS, the real business shiitake mushrooms. So that's the objective, right? But if you don't feel that GLAM is a good fit for you, I'm not going to be like, "Ah, why did I do this video?" I'm doing this video because my intention is that it will be helpful for you. Same thing with your message and follow up. So if you get a text message from us, the intention is to make sure that you're supported, right? There may be an objective. There may be an objective just to help and make sure, like if you're in camera confidence and you've just joined, we are probably going to send you messages to make sure that you go through the program. Like that's our objective, right? So Daniela says, I've been considering auto SMS, but I'm worried that it feels spammy. What are your thoughts? So I will say I'm kind of always testing things here. Recently, we sent an automated message that was from my voice, which we don't always do. A lot of times it's from Mollybot's voice, and it had two messages in it, and it got stuck. The second message didn't send through to half of the people, and I sent it to 12,000 or 1,200 people, and it was kind of a mess on my side because um, it didn't send the second message. So the message made no sense. So that was a big learning lesson for me, that if I'm going to do that and send a message to a lot of people, and I was there ready to have conversations with people. So it wasn't like I was just sending a message and then not there to respond. But this time I sent two text blocks and it got stuck in the system. So some of you know, a couple weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, I sent out a message on a Sunday that was like, hey, I've been thinking a lot about you and I want to say that I appreciate you. And I sat there at my computer, and anyone who replied, I chatted with them via SMS, and it was awesome. So I think, Daniela, like watch how we judge marketing systems, because I get this way too sometimes. I had a talk with a friend this morning about, um, for lack of a better term, bro marketing and people who are like posing next to their fancy cars, and it like really uh, brings up all sorts of red flags for me. But I realized I needed to stop being a judgy McJudgerson, because that works for some people. It doesn't work for me. It may work for you, but you're here, so I'm assuming it doesn't really work for you, right? But there's a way you can do text messaging on automated text messaging that feels fun and awesome. Okay. Um, awesome. So, and you can have it automated, but you also want to have individual follow up. Human connection is the thing that our people are wanting more than anything right now. And that is going to be one of the biggest, most needle moving things you can do. Okay. From there, we move into the purchase and sales phase or stage of the client journey. Now, I want to remind you what I said in the beginning. Your client can go entry point, right? Awareness, entry point, lead capture tool, to the opt-in form, to the thank you page, to the nurture sequence, to the message follow-up, to the sales page. That could happen, right? But it's more likely that, I mean, not more likely. It's more like exciting if they could go entry point and then maybe to like a masterclass or webinar to the sales page. And this actually makes me realize one thing I don't have on here is something I call an overture. So I love teaching because it makes me realize holes in my own plan. I believe that we actually, I'm so glad you're loving this, by the way, 100%. Um, Okay. So I think I'm gonna redo this and actually add something into the purchase phase, because one other thing that really helps with the purchase phase is some sort of launch trigger event. So that can be a masterclass. It can be, even though, we talked about the masterclass on the lead capture form, it could be a challenge. It could be, I mean, it could even be a video like this. Like this could be a launch instigator if I'm offering you the chance to get on a call. Uh, so some sort of launch event that I like to call it an overture, because if um if you're getting ready for a show, right? And the overture plays, that's the music before the show. It gets you excited and it primes you for the bang of the beginning of the show. So same kind of thing with a sale. If you jump into Jasmine, I would be joining you. Jasmine's getting a glass of wine. I am drinking my coffee. Jasmine is not in the United States. So, but if you wanted to drink a glass of wine, it's actually noon. You could do your glass of wine now if you wanted to here. Okay. Um, I love it. So this sales page piece is really important because there are ways that you can go from awareness to entry point, but the messaging has to be really clear. You have to be clear about exactly what the benefits of your offer are. And this is something that we do in Glam. We have this document that you go through when you first join. Over the first 5 weeks, we have step-by-step steps for you that help you to make sure all of your foundations are in place so you can really take off with a bang. And part of it is filling out this content to clients document. So we have specific questions for you to answer. And what happens is you get really clear about your messaging so that when it comes time to create your sales page, or if you already have a sales page, to fine tune that sales page, you're able to really communicate in a way that allows your ideal client to see the value that you provide, which is pretty awesome. Okay. So from the sales page, then we move into this huge section that so many people miss, and it's called the retention phase. And so once someone purchases, there's a sales page thank you page, right? So they see that sales page thank you page, and at that point, they're given information about what the next step is for them, so that they feel they are congratulated and they know they have success that's coming soon, that they've made a good choice. And that sets the stage for the whole time that they work with you. So if your thank you page just says like, thanks for paying us money, you're missing a huge opportunity. From there, you want to have a welcome sequence that gives them clear information. And it's not just one welcome email. You want to make sure you have a few emails at least that move them forward on the journey. Because the best thing that you can do in order to make more sales is to deliver a great product so that people want to keep coming back for more. Like, we have members in Glam who have been with us for several years, and it's a year-long program. And then we have an alumni rate after you've completed your year. And it's not like, $2 a month. It's like it's an investment, but people stay because they know that they're getting results, and they see like, the growth potential doesn't stop because you've done 30K in a month. The growth potential continues to grow as your opportunities grow. So that is the best thing that you can do, is to deliver a great product, whether it's a physical product or a service-based product. That's the best way that you can get return customers and this next step, which is referrals. And so do you have something in place where you're actually moving people toward giving you referrals? Do you have some sort of referral incentive? Or if you don't have an incentive, are you asking for referrals? I think that's a place that a lot of us miss because we get in our own way and we think like, oh, they wouldn't want to refer someone. If you have, like, super simple example, this coffee, my sister posted about it on Instagram. It has this plastic lid, which seems really weird, but it's coffee in a can that's infused with nitrous, and it is super foamy. And the lid makes it so that the coffee doesn't taste like metal, even though it's a can. And it's awesome. She recommended it because she loved it. So then what did I do? I recommended it because I love it. So you want to be thinking about the fact and staying in the mindset of the fact that people want to recommend you if they love your product and service. Yeah. Okay. And then what's cool is once people are in your program, they can go back through the circle. It doesn't stop just because someone has purchased something from you. I love, I mean, I created this infographic, but what I love about it is that um, you can really jump through any way. You can't see my mouse when I put it over the screen, but really you can come in and bop around. And I also love the fact that in the consideration phase, there are several pieces in there, right? That is a huge trap because a lot of people will get stuck spending most of their time in the consideration phase. And because the sales page section or the purchase section really only has that like sales transaction, and that can be a sales page. It could also be maybe a PDF that you send someone that has more information. It could be a proposal that you send. But in addition to that, there is this thing called human beings having conversations with other human beings. And what I've noticed across the board, that is the place that most people avoid like the plague. They spend all this time creating all this content and they save no time in their calendar for the most important piece of the puzzle. So we have a system in Glam. I have it right. Oh, it's right here. Sorry. When members join, right away they get this awesome guide. They get a whole box with like live video gear, and then they also get these laminated sheets, and it's our daily star system. And the daily star system is all about building relationships and actually talking to human beings and making offers. So those of you that are in Glam, you'll notice on this sheet that I put together for this, in the awareness phase, your daily star tasks are there. In the consideration phase, your daily star tasks are there. In the purchase phase, your daily star tasks are there. And in the retention phase, you want to keep talking to your customers and clients. So it doesn't necessarily have to be you. It could be that you have somebody on your team who's in there, communicating with your community. So good. Yeah, Mandy Jo says, yes, I found a registration platform that I was using didn't let me know of new signups. Not good, right? Or Mandy Jo, you also realized that your payment processor wasn't actually going to give you the money till later, right? You want to be careful about that so that you actually get paid for the awesomeness that you're sharing with the world. So, all right. So this is the full client journey. This is just one little piece of, the whole range of support that we have inside Glam. But this has been something that over the past, last month was really a huge eye opener for a lot of our members. And so I thought I would pull it out and share it with you here. I would love, as an action step for you, because I am really big about you staying in action. As an action step for you, I would love you to go through this, identify, A, do I even have this in place? B, if I do have it in place, is it streamlined or is it kind of a hot mess? Right? And then what we ended up doing is we ended up actually making a list. Are you going to delete this, delegate it, or do it, right? Like decide that you're going to do it. So what was cool is a lot of people realized like, oh my gosh, I need to put my focus on this area. And then some people realized, oh my gosh, I'm paying for 20 tools to do this one thing. I don't need all of these. One of our members posted that she canceled 7 tools because of this training. So we called it delete, delegate, and automate. And with automation, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily using an automation tool. It could be that you're just putting a system in place. So go through this, do a little checklist for yourself and identify, do I have holes? Do I have a hot mess, or am I like a total rock star and I just need to drive more traffic to this? It's going to help you to see where your holes are, because there might be a hole in your bucket, dear Liza, right? Okay. And if you want more support in this, just know that we would love to support you in one of two ways. One, maybe we have another training that could actually help you to fill that hole super easily. So we just need to know where that hole is for you. And, like in a quick call, we can probably identify where we could send you to get some more support, identify your best next step. And if that best next step happens to be something that we can support you with in one of our coaching programs, then we can let you know more information about that. But just give us the word support below if you want to see if there's ways that we can point you in the right direction. Okay, you're awesome. Yeah, and you can watch this again from the beginning. You'll have access to the video for at least a week. I may take it down after that, but we'll see. Okay. And yes, Jasmine, I am using Be Live. So that's how I'm doing, all this fancy stuff. I can even do this. Watch. I don't remember what video this is. Hold on. Oh yeah, I can do this and I could close us out. That looks really weird. I need to get better about my transitions. Actually, I'm going to say in camera confidence, one thing that we're going to do is I'm going to give you a choreography list so that your transitions are better than mine. Because I just move things around. But watch this. I can actually make this transition a very nice transition. Are you ready? Here we go. Wasn't that so nice? Okay, I'll talk to you later. I hope this is valuable for you and have a great weekend. Go out and do it. Sitting around doesn't do you any good. Well, unless you're like meditating or something, but if you're looking to grow your business, get in